You were wrong. I was wrong.
Ooh.
We all were wrong, and Mike Tomlin was right. 3-0. Russell Wilson has this offense rolling.
Yeah, balling
with Russell Wilson. But now, with the Baltimore Ravens in the division coming up on Sunday, is this a legitimate AFC Super Bowl contender coming out of Pittsburgh?
Can I ask, how do we jump for a Super Bowl contender when we didn't even think the dude should be playing? How do we jump? How do we jump that quick? I've always wanted to know that. Can you explain that to me?
Well,
I mean, we thought the dude was dead and
we really did.
Dead in water. Now all of a sudden he's a Super Bowl champ.
It's unbelievable.
He's Super Bowl contender.
You know why?
Do tell me.
I'm going to tell you why.
Shocked.
What usually makes you a Super Bowl contender? You need what? A top tier coach. I think we can both agree that Mike T is out of this world as a head coach. We are on the verge, 2 wins shy.
But I was trying to think of some coaches. When you said going to Super Bowl, I was like top. I was like, yeah. So
I mean, he's 2 wins shy of his 18th consecutive 500 or better season, which is
dope,
unbelievable.
He's
just he's unreal. And I got a nugget on him too that I want to share with you in a second. But you need the coach. I'll just say you need a defense. You need a top tier defense to usually win a Super Bowl. Do they have
led
a
by
top-tier
T.J.
defense?
Watt?
Led by T.J. Watt.
They're a different type
deeper.
of team when he's on the field.
100%. I love how they know the quarterbacks are going to go against in the back end of this year when they got Joe Burrow twice, they got Lamar twice. What do they have? Jalen Hurts. What do they have? Patrick Mahomes. They have all these quarterbacks still in their schedule. You went out and got deeper at the trade deadline at the pass rushing position to rotate more guys and going out and getting Preston Smith. And then you need a quarterback. I think that's the question, right? Like, those are the three things you usually need to be a Super Bowl contender. So what we're trying to figure out is if this quarterback situation, Steve, is the right quarterback situation to be a potential Super Bowl contender. Because a big part of that is the offensive coordinator, right? And the fit that they have with the quarterback in terms of how they stylistically run an offense. But I think this nugget to me, because we said Russ was cooked. I think everybody did. I was talking to one of his former teammates the other day who still told me, I still talk to Russ every single day. We text every single day. And he said, you know what Russ needed? Russ needed a head coach that believed in him. He said Sean Payton didn't believe in him at all. You know what Mike Tomlin did? Mike Tomlin told him the entire time that Justin Fields was playing, this is still your team. This is your team. So
yeah, he did say that.
He did. So he said Mike had Russ's back this entire time. That was important to Russ and important to having them go back and playing the way we've seen him play. And so I think what we're trying to figure out, is this change at quarterback
enough?
Is it enough? Yeah, to get them in the group. They went from 20 points a game to 30 points a game. They went from 298 offensive yards a game to 382.
Well, let me just say, I'm very impressed. I know Russell Wilson, he has not played perfect football, but he's played efficient football, making the right decisions most of the time, throwing the ball away, not really doing anything outside himself. And kudos to Arthur Smith for understanding how to get Russ to throw the football quicker. That was one of the things I thought they did a really good job of, getting the ball out quick, having a lot of things go. If he's going to go deep, he throws it immediately. If he's going to go short, doing a lot of motion. But Harris is running the football with purpose. Jalen Warren he's getting in there, throwing things off. Patrick Queen is playing well. He's been all over the field. And then I love, even though Terry McLaurin had a really good game, I did think that Joey Porter Jr. did a really good job and was giving Scary Terry some problems on his releases. And that was a fun battle to watch.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. I've been impressed with Russell Wilson because I did not believe Russell Wilson would be playing the type of football that he is playing right now that we witness. And so you have to give him kudos. 79 plays the Pittsburgh Steelers ran last week against the Washington Commanders. And the biggest thing they were able to do is they didn't always get home to sacks, but they created enough pressure on Daniels with the Washington Commanders that were giving them an opportunity that they knew if they just could get there, they can make some hay, and that's exactly what happened. It gave them more opportunities for the offense to click, and obviously George Pickens, he was balling. He had some overthrows to Van Jefferson. He was open, but the thing is not the misses. It's the attempts that he recognized, he saw it, and he took a chance. And that's what you want from your quarterback. So I have to congratulate him and say, hey, man, I was wrong. And it happens. Yeah. But no one would have sat here and tell me that Russell Wilson would have took that team based off the last couple of years, what we saw him do, that he would have took this Pittsburgh team to average at 30 points. If you believe that, great. I didn't see it. You also should be going on some websites that I know that's sitting right here then go ahead and put your knowledge to test and put your money where your mouth is then, since you got Captain Know-It-All.
Yeah, make a buck or two, you know? And Steve, with this team moving forward, I look at, what teams did at the trade deadline and what teams didn't make moves at the trade deadline. I mentioned Preston Smith and him coming in. Mike T's liked him for a long time. You get a little bit deeper at the edge rushing spot to go after these quarterbacks.
Especially, I think Highsmith is injured a little bit.
He's banged up. So,
hey, that was great timing.
Great timing. And then on the other side of the ball, you go out and you get Mike Williams, who for some reason now all of a sudden can run the red line. You see that little jab that Mike had on Instagram?
Bro.
Mike put it out there.
Hey, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him.
He don't know how to. Hey, that's one thing. You don't know how to play receiver till you go to another team, huh?
100%. So I had to ask, because some people I was evaluating these trades, and some people, I don't know if the Mike Williams trade really moves the meter for Pittsburgh. We'll see. I talked to people in Pittsburgh. This was what I got. We wanted a guy who's a 50-50 ball guy. We wanted a big-bodied receiver, which Mike Williams is both those. We believe he's getting healthier off the ACL, and we wanted a veteran. I think what it also does, and this wasn't said to me directly, is we're rolling with Russ because his skill set fits Russ's moon ball, right? That's what Mike Williams
That is
fits.
A moon ball.
He fits Russ's moon ball. So this is telling about we need to become better around Russell Wilson's strengths. See, this is a great catch, by the way. Like to switch shoulder.
Fantastic catch. Over the shoulder.
And follow
Keeping the red line. Look at Russell. Keeping the red line. Doop.
The deep ball's still there for Russ. And so looking forward to this first game coming up, Steve, like I mentioned the trade deadline. That's why I brought it up too. The Ravens were in on Marcus Lattimore. They wanted to make a push to see if they could get Lattimore. They know where their deficiency lies on defense in the secondary. Yeah. Russ has the ability to hit him deep. He has the ability with both of these guys to have some explosive plays. What we need to figure out, and I want to ask you this, is they've made big plays at the biggest moments of games, which since Russ has taken over specifically even further.
Well, also too against the Baltimore Ravens, because that game always goes down. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Doesn't matter what players on there in the division, in the conference. Bro, it goes down to the wire.
Yep.
Every single
who
year.
Makes a play. And so is that sustainable as an offense, right? Because I think it's not the plays they're making, it's when they're making these big plays. And that's in the biggest moments possible. Is that sustainable through the rest of the season and the postseason to be that type of offense?
Well, as a former player, you always say no because you're going on a wish and a dream, right? You're hoping.
Good point.
But guess what? That's the way football is. It's those little small turnovers that turns into explosive plays, and then it happens right at the right moment. Like the returner fumbles the punt hits him in his chin strap, face mask, and in his hands, and then all of a sudden you get a muffed punt, on the 15, 18-yard line? Mm-hmm. Opportunities. Those are the things that you don't expect. You don't ever have in there, hey, when this guy fumbles on the 18, this is the play we're going to run. You don't have that. No. But it happens all the time. So is it sustainable? I think it is sustainable if they keep capitalizing on mistakes by the other team and coming away with points.
That's really it. And they're going to limit their mistakes because of what? To circle it back. Usually Mike Tomlin teams don't make a whole lot of mistakes. How'd they end the game this past Sunday? Washington jumps off sides. Mike T goes, game over. So it's going to be a blast to watch this game on Sunday with what's going on with Baltimore and the way that offense is playing, which has been unbelievable. And can they continue to grow as a defense? That's the thing that we're looking at, is the Baltimore Ravens defense continue to grow with Zach Orr as the season continues to move forward.
They need to.
We'll see. They need to. They tried to make some moves. If they can make one, they did get Tre'Davious White to try to see if that could add some help to their secondary. We'll see. But we'll really have an eye on the Pittsburgh Steelers moving forward the rest of the season, because this has been one of the most interesting storylines of the entire year, Steve, in what's gone on with Russell Wilson and this group as they sit at 7-2. Just unreal.
Crazy.
Unreal.
Impressive.
Very much so.